Hey everyone, it's Mike with VHS Fitness Reviews, and you can do a lot of things in 8 minutes, but can you get abs in 8 minutes? Well, today we're going to answer that question. I'm reviewing 8-minute abs, the original phenomenon that was in so many living rooms in the 90s and early 2000s. We're going to talk about the difficulty level and the program itself and who it's for and some of the marketing, and really answer the question if it can give you what the box tells you it can give you.
If you've got 8 minutes and a VCR, you'll get great abs too.
I used to wear loose clothes to hide my tummy, but look, now I use 8-minute abs.
8-minute abs is a dedicated abdominal workout that claims to trim your waistline and give you abs like these.
How would you like to have a stomach that looks like this? How would you like to get the great feeling of a trimmer, slimmer waistline?
No, 8-minute abs won't do any of those things. And to get the abs that you see on the cover here and in the infomercial, you need to have a very specialized diet, and you need to be working probably more than 8 minutes a day.
These exercises are safe, effective, and they are fun, and they work.
Now, there's an unfortunate aspect of all fitness marketing. It's existed forever, and it probably will exist forever. And it's what I call the acceptable level of scumbaggery. And it means that no matter what, almost all fitness products are going to have some level of scumbag marketing tied to them. And the reason they do that is money, right? The fitness industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, so they want to be able to get away with as much as they can without getting caught. Now, there is a kind of person that needs to be shown an unrealistic before and after in order to even consider a fitness product. Because if you show someone like a realistic before and after of like maybe losing 6 or 7 pounds over the course of 2 months, it probably isn't going to be like the wow factor that they need to actually get up and make a change in their life. Now, I don't think companies do this altruistically. I think it's exclusive that they do this just to make money, but there is an unintended secondary side effect for some people that it might motivate them, whereas it might not have motivated them if it was more truthful. And that to me is the acceptable level of scumbaggery. Is it making claims that are going to hurt somebody? Is it making claims that an intelligent person couldn't see through if they were looking, right? I've done fitness programs where they show like guys with 1% body fat and these totally unattainable bodies with the program they're selling, right? But I can see through that. I know what I'm buying, and the products were a good value and they were really good programs. So I was totally fine with the scumbag marketing. Look, it's a bummer that it exists, and I wish it wasn't this way, but right now it is just the world we live in. So all of that said, I think that some products have an acceptable level of scumbaggery when it comes to the marketing. Now, 8-minute abs, is this acceptable? That I'm going to answer at the end of this video. Let's talk more about the program itself.
All right, let's get going. The first exercise is going to be the basic crunch.
The workout is actually embedded in this screen where it tells you the move and it gives you how much time is left, and it gives you like a little counter for how many moves you have left in total. It reminds me of this really, really awful Sega CD game called Night Trap. It's really, don't play it, it's very bad. It stretches the limitations of what you can call a game, I would say.
A closet trap! But it was going to be a surprise.
But the tape is exactly what it says. It is 8 minutes straight of just abdominal work. 8-minute abs was a phenomenon. It sold a ton of copies and it became a household name, but it wasn't the first to have the number in the title, like X minutes to whatever. In 1986, I think, Denise Austin had 15 minutes to rock hard tummies.
I'm Denise Austin, and I want you to have a rock hard tummy.
It's not the first one, but I think something about the title, like 8 minutes is such a short amount of time that it really made it stick. If you want to know more about 8-minute abs, I'm going to link in the description a couple of articles, an interview with Jaime, the guy who created this, and he's also the lead host of it, and another article that goes over some of the history of it. It's a good read. I'm always super fascinated in how these fitness tapes came to be and where those instructors are now. you're going to be working your abs 8 minutes straight, other than some very brief transitions from move to move, and it can get pretty intense. But the opposite is also true. Look, when you're doing a program like this where the moves are really targeted to one specific area or one specific area within an area, if you don't do them 100% correctly, you're basically not doing them at all. So if you lack core strength, sometimes it's hard to even know if you're engaging your core properly. Like, am I tightening my abs? Am I supposed to feel something? Is my back taking it up? Is my neck taking it up? So all of those things can make it be a little confusing at times, because you're like, am I doing this right? Am I feeling what I'm supposed to feel? This move makes it burn really badly, but I do this other move and it just feels like I'm just moving. I don't really feel the abs engaging. Well, it's because you probably don't know how to engage your abs in that way. And you probably lack the core strength to even sort of feel it tighten, because maybe you can't tighten it. There is some instruction, but there's not too much as far as explaining really how to do it and really what you're supposed to be feeling. It just kind of blazes through the thing with some very cursory instruction. So if you're doing the moves right, it can be difficult in a very good way, but if you don't know how to do them, then you could just be moving in a weird direction for 45 seconds and not really feel much. Jaime, the host, has this line of like, this will never hurt you when you're doing it.
That's it. These work if you do them right. This will never hurt you. If you do this correctly, follow these exercises.
And he's right if you're doing them correctly. If you're not doing them correctly, then yeah, your neck's gonna start hurting. Maybe your lower back will start hurting. Like, these are common things to happen if you don't know how to do the moves properly. And again, with a little bit more instruction, I think maybe the chance of that would be a little bit lower, but I'm not gonna say that there's no chance of injury at all. Every single at-home fitness program has the same problem, where no personal trainer is watching you, and you can develop a bad form and not realize until you hurt yourself. Okay, right off the bat, you're not going to be losing a whole lot of calories with 8-minute abs. 1, it's just 8 minutes long. 2, it's a dedicated ab workout, and yeah, it can get difficult, but it's not going to spike your heart rate. My heart rate average was about 80, 85, and the amount of calories lost was about 20 calories per session, so not great numbers. But you're not going to just be doing 8-minute abs. I mean, you shouldn't be, and if you are, that's a problem. We'll talk about that later, actually. You really shouldn't be just doing 8-minute abs. You're using it as your ab workout, right? You're going to be doing something else. You'll be doing cardio, you'll be doing lifting or Pilates or whatever the hell else you want to do. And you're just going to be slotting in 8-minute abs as your dedicated ab workout. So taking that into account, it's not meant for calorie loss, and you really shouldn't be tracking it and thinking that, getting it into your head that I'm wasting my time because I'm not losing calories or I'm not spiking my heart rate. It's not meant for that at all. Yeah, this is 100% abs, nothing else. No warm up, no cool down. You start with crunches and you end with an isometric curl, and that's it. In the infomercial, it says something like, oh, also working your legs and back.
While you flatten your stomach and get rid of those love handles, you're strengthening your back and legs too.
That's like technically true, but it's not really true. Like, yes, all these parts are interconnected. Yes, you need to pay attention to those parts. It in no way takes the place of doing dedicated leg and back exercises. Okay, so what do you need to do 8-minute abs? Absolutely nothing. You need just yourself and a place to lie down. I work out on a 6x8 mat, which is way, way bigger than you need. You could probably do this in the backseat of a car and be comfortable. Also, if you've watched my other videos, you know that I like to work out barefoot whenever I can, and this totally works. You can absolutely do this barefoot. Nothing is stopping you. You could probably do this naked on a park bench, and it would be the same as doing it on my 6x8 mat. And if you want a 6x8 mat, I'll put a link in the description for it, and you can buy one of your own. So the host, Jaime Brenkus, he seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy. He does.
He's enthusiastic, and yeah, the whole thing comes off as like a little bit cheesy.
You feel that? Well, it feels good. It's nice and tight.
But it's fine. I mean, the guy's just trying to fill the dead air, but at the very least, it's not distracting.
Firm up, guys.
It's a really tough decision for Queen of the Crew this time, because all we got is one babe and one hunk, and we don't see a whole lot of either of them. But there's one very small moment that makes the decision for me. At the very, very end of it, the hunk is sitting in this position like a Renaissance painting. Like, he knows he's on camera, and he knows it. He knows he looks good. I'm naming him Michelangelo, the 8-minute hunk, and he wins Queen of the Crew. So why would you do 8-minute abs? You know, other than the obvious historic significance, 8 minutes is still a really short amount of time. And I know that nowadays we have even shorter ab workouts. I myself did like a 5-minute one for a long time, but 8 minutes is still a really short amount of time. It could slot into anyone's fitness regimen really, really easily.
It's a great program. It's only 8 minutes long every day.
But still, 8 minutes is really short, and you're engaged from front to back. There was never a time where I really looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I still have half of this left to do. That hadn't really happened. So the greatest compliment I can give it is that it doesn't feel its length. It actually feels a little shorter. And look, you need to work your core, and the abs are a huge part of that. So having a tape that you could just throw on once a day to do really quick is actually really valuable. Are there other more optimal workouts out there? Yeah, of course. We have 30 more years of fitness science behind us than we had in 1994. But some people, like me, get really bored with programs pretty quickly. So if you've exhausted some more optimal ab workouts, then you can just throw this on and get 90% of the benefit, and you'll be witnessing a little piece of fitness history. If you do not like just working your abs and instead prefer a more comprehensive core workout, then this is not for you, because it really is just your abs. Also, the music here is... It's like the hold music when you call customer service. It's not good. So if you cannot put up with 8 minutes of bad music, then you're gonna have to skip it. Finally, like I said before, we now have ab workouts that are less than 8 minutes. If you hate working your abs and cannot fathom putting in a few extra minutes, then you'll have to skip it. You'll have to do a 4-minute ab workout or whatever you found. So where can you get it? Well, I've seen some DVDs floating around that come bundled with other 8-minute workouts, like 8-minute arms and stuff like that. You know, I do own the tape, obviously, and mine comes with 8-minute buns. It's not integrated though. It's 8-minute abs, start to finish, fades away, and then 8-minute buns, start to finish. So it's not like they're integrated, but it does come with the second workout.
It works the front of the thighs, the hamstrings, and that all-important gluteus maximus.
And you can find these really easy on eBay. I read that it made like $20 million within its first year and a half of existing. So there's so many copies of 8-minute abs out there. You can absolutely find it. And finally, it's uploaded to YouTube. I don't think the creator really cares that it's uploaded to YouTube from some of his comments and the interviews that I read. So it's just up there. You could just do it on YouTube if you wanted to not pay money. So I've said this before in this video, but you have to work your abs. It's non-negotiable. Even if you're just a runner, you know, a weak core can lead to a weakened form when you can hurt your back and yada, yada, yada. So you have to do it no matter what. And because of that, making a pit stop at 8-minute abs, even just as a goof for a little bit, isn't really a bad idea. I had a pretty good time with it, and some of the ab programs that I've done since are like double the time. And it's hard because going from 8 minutes to like a 15, 16-minute ab workout, you know, you do wonder, did 8-minute abs have it right? Am I feeling the same amount of work done in those 8 minutes? And I do appreciate what they were able to do with that time. Okay, so to go back to something that I said earlier in the video, is 8-minute abs a scumbag product? Sort of.
The fast way to get results where you want them most.
But let me explain. In 1994, if you had watched the commercial on TV and put $20 down and thought that it was going to make you slim, Yes, that's a scumbag product because that's how it was marketed. They said trim your waistline. They said get abs. They literally say get abs like this and show a perfect six-pack, right? That marketing is 100% fake. You need to pair 8-minute abs with other kinds of fitness and a very specific diet to get those results. The reason that it's not so clear-cut is because the product is good. It's a functional ab workout. It does work if paired with other fitness, but if you have no context for how this product is supposed to fit in to your fitness career, then no, you're not going to get anything out of it. You're going to have wasted $20 and a few 8-minute workouts of your time, and that's it, and you'll be discouraged.
I used to wear loose clothes to hide my tummy, but look.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Next time, I'm going to be looking at Jane Fonda's original workout, specifically the beginner's workout. And I know I don't have the wardrobe for it, but we'll see what I could do. So make sure to subscribe so you see that when it comes down the pipeline. Thanks for joining me. Make sure to do your abs.